Today, on Be Something Wonderful, feeling is the secret. Manifest your desires no matter how you feel. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. I have a very powerful video for you today. This is a creator who has really provided a masterclass in the feeling of wish fulfilled, in creating your desires, no matter how you feel, no matter what the circumstances are showing you. In other words, she felt a range of emotions from grief, frustration, loss, sadness, but knew the truth of her being underneath it, knew the peace that passes all understanding, right? That's the conviction. It's a conviction, an acceptance of the end, and that you are already that which you desire to be. This is what Neville Goddard talks about. It's a sense of relief, closure, a peace, a knowing, an understanding that you are who you desire to be, no matter what the temporary circumstances are showing you, in the feelings that you have about them, the temporary feelings of grief and loss and so forth. I want to talk about this because her story is powerful. This creator, and again, the whole question came up of, is it delusional or faking it? Now she goes, I get the idea that nothing's delusional. You're not faking anything. That you're going to feel what you feel. You might even experience what you experience, but you know the truth underneath it. So when you're standing in that wish fulfilled, when you're believing in it and knowing it and putting your awareness on that desired end, it's not delusional or faking it just because the circumstances are appearing different or that you're even feeling grief or sadness. Hear this story and you're going to know what I mean. It's a powerful masterclass. She lost her cousin, with whom she was close, like a sister. She lost her job now, and she was borrowing money, right? And with her boyfriend, the specific person, there was a third party, a lot of drama. She lost her boyfriend, right? She lost her friends that were mutual friends with her ex. She was feeling loss in every area, grief, devastation, and loss. That's the way she described it. She goes, and yet, and we're laughing because we're talking about that powerful scene. We're not laughing at the scene, but the power of that scene in The Chosen, where Jesus is talking to his disciple John and asking John, won't you help me with our reading today? This is in the show The Chosen, right? And John says, well, how could I? After yesterday, after today, after feeling unworthy. And Jesus saying, well, who is worthy? Right? That's your I am awareness. Who is worthy anyway? You don't base worthiness on these changing conditions, on those changing feelings and thoughts. Do you see it? And John says to Jesus, well, you are. And Jesus says, John, I'm a man, yet I am who I am. Wow. That's what we're talking about. She was feeling grief, devastation, and loss. And yet, she had the knowing and conviction, nothing matters but me. Hear this. Nothing matters but me. In other words, I am. My I am awareness, who I really am. That the real emotion underneath it all is source energy. The love and peace beyond all understanding. That's the energy in motion that you are. Everything else is that one source put through a filter of assumptions and beliefs that we're believing in these circumstances at the moment, or we're experiencing them. But she knew there was something greater underneath that. I am a man, yet I am who I am. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about how she transcended these circumstances and what happened as we unfold this lesson. Remember, Neville Goddard says feeling is the secret. And remember, he's talking about something much more then you're changing thoughts and feelings. Yes, everything is creative on some level. Circumstances, conditions that you believe in, thoughts and feelings and assumptions and beliefs and your self-concept. All of it's creative on some level, but not all of it creates. It depends on who and what you're identifying with, because that is the ultimate determiner of your life experience. Who and what you're conscious of being and your relationship to the world that you're projecting or reflecting out there determines your entire life experience, what you, quote, create or manifest or experience in your life. So feeling is the secret, yes, but you feel what you assume and believe to be true in the truth about yourself in the world. That's what that means. Where do those feelings come from? What do those feelings mean? You feel, in other words, you're aware of what that's your awareness, right? You feel what you're aware of. You feel what you assume and believe to be true or the truth about yourself in the world, about your self-concept, right? Remember that in the world means the world that's pushed out from you. Your assumptions about yourself in the world create that world, create the version of events and people, events, and circumstances that you experience. It's that conviction of being, it's that awareness. It's not necessarily the changing temporary emotions and feelings. You're going to feel love and frustration and joy and grief, all of those. But who you really are is that love and peace underneath it, right? That I am awareness. I am a man, John, yet from the chosen. I'm a man. In other words, I'm going to feel those temporary emotions and feelings, yet I'm much more than that. I am who I am. I am who I imagine myself to be. I am who I declare myself to be. I am who I affirm myself to be. I am who I imagine myself to be. I am who I say I am. Wow. Right? Like Jesus healing the centurion's servant, or the centurion's son, right? It was really his son, right? And the centurion saying to Jesus, just say the word. I'm not worthy that you come under my roof, but just say the word, right? We feel that unworthiness in those 3D conditions, that sense of separation and limitedness of our 3D experience. But we know the truth that we just got to say the word. We just got to know who we really are. Your conviction or awareness of self in your relationship to the world is that I am who I am. You get to decide your conviction or your awareness. That's what Neville Goddard was talking about. When Neville Goddard says this, when I speak of feeling, of wish fulfilled, for example, I do not mean emotion. In other words, the changing temporary thoughts and feelings, but the acceptance of the fact that it is fulfilled. The acceptance, the awareness of the truth that you are fulfillment. That's what Neville's getting at. The acceptance of the fact is the awareness of the truth that you are fulfillment, that you are fulfilled, that your wishes are fulfilled no matter what the circumstances are showing you. And she showed this as those circumstances changed, right? It changed within her and then changed without. It was amazing. Your wishes are fulfilled no matter what. That's why circumstances don't matter. Your state of being, or I am awareness, is all that matters. Bashar and all the spiritual greats talk about that idea. It's only your state of being that matters, that creates that experience. It's that deeper conviction or feeling of who you are, right? There's no denying that feelings are powerful and emotions are powerful, but you're more than the temporary thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You are that awareness of being. I am a man, yet I am who I am, yet I am source, and I'm greater than all of it. That's what Jesus was saying there. I am source, and I'm greater. I'm a man. I feel it all. I feel the grief and the sadness and the highest joys and the lowest lows, the highest highs and the lowest lows. I feel it all. But I know I'm that indisputable, unconditional, limitless source behind it all. I am that I am. I am who I am. I am greater than all of it. That's powerful. This is what she said, this creator. I really get it on a deeper level why circumstances don't matter. Underneath those temporary feelings and emotions of grief, loss, and betrayal, she was feeling all of this, right? Lost her cousin, feeling betrayed by a specific person, feeling the loss of her job, of her cousin, of her friends, of her SP. And within this, so underneath those temporary feelings that she was feeling, and within the circumstances that appear to be falling apart, she said everything seemed to be falling apart. I am who I am, yet I'm a man, John, as Jesus said to his disciple John, yet I am who I am. Yeah, those conditions appear to be falling apart. Yes, I feel the grief, the loss, and betrayal. Yet I'm getting a tingle here, I am who I am. Right? They're really always falling together. They must be turning into what I want. It doesn't matter what the temporary things are. I'm going to feel it. I'm not going to ignore that. Someone, I think, on the channel last night wrote, well, it's really about disconnecting from 3D reality. It's never about disconnecting from anything. It's about your connection to everything. Do you hear this? It's not about disconnecting from your thoughts and feelings, disconnecting from unwanted circumstances, trying to ignore things, run away from things. It's about your connection to all that is, as all that is. Wow. I don't think I've ever said it like that before. Maybe I have. But it's about your connection. It's not about disconnecting with anything. It's about recognizing your connection with everything. Wow. Feel the love, just like she did. So here's what happened. She felt the love of her cousin, even though she felt the physical loss of her past making her transition. She goes, I felt the love by getting closer to my aunt more than ever before. She got closer to her aunt. In other words, the mother of her cousin, more than ever. And so she's feeling the love of her cousin like she's never felt it before by getting closer to her mother. That's powerful. It's not always about moving to a reality where her cousin didn't make the physical transition, because all of those realities exist. You're a multidimensional being, and so is in her cousin. She received an email from the position that she really wanted 2 years ago. Although this current job was great, it wasn't the one that she originally chose. This is what we learned. Actually, she got an email from the one she really wanted. It now has started the process of interviewing with them and securing that position. Friends that she hadn't spent time with for months are inviting her out. So those loss of friends with that specific person mean nothing. The friends that she has friends, the friends that she hadn't even talked to for a while, that she was very close with at one time before she met this specific person. They're inviting her out. And to top it off, this is so powerful, she's on a second date with a new guy. And she says, we're already finishing each other's sentences. Wow. I'm just going to pause there, guys. That's power. That's a masterclass. That's what we're talking about. That's what it means circumstances don't matter. Beingness does. That's powerful. Love, peace, conviction of being. That peace that passes all understanding. That's who you are. That's the real emotion, energy in motion, source energy, that we put through some filter. But why not put it through the filter of who you really desire to be, who you know that you are? So you have what we call the Son of God, or that I am awareness. The Son of Man, you in your physical experience as that I am awareness, as that divine being. I am a man, yet I am who I am, as Jesus said to the disciple John in that scene from The Chosen. Identity and self-concept. Who do you say I am? That's why Jesus asked. And then we have that horizontal linear experience where we do feel grief, loss, great joys, great highs, great lows, right? Frustration, aggravation, confidence, and happiness. All of that's possible. But underneath that, underneath all of those temporary circumstances, all of those temporary thoughts and feelings, is the real feeling of fulfillment, the real being that you are, that peace and joy that passes all understanding. Even as the circumstances seem solid and limited, you know they're not, because they're always changing. All these frames of reality, all these versions and identities of you are always changing into who you say you are in every moment. It doesn't mean you don't feel the things that you're going to feel, the grief and the loss. Of course you're going to feel those. That's part of the human experience. That's part of the 3D physical experience. That's part of why we're here, to feel it all. But then to choose again, knowing that you're much greater than that. Being that I am awareness is all that matters. That conviction, that acceptance of the end, that you are that which you desire to be no matter what. You can feel that relief, that closure, that peace, and that understanding, even as you're feeling some temporary, feeling the pinch or the disappointment or the deception or the betrayal or the grief or the absolute joy and happiness of those conditions. Underneath all of that is the conviction of who you are. Right? That understanding, that greater understanding. That's what Neville Goddard meant by feeling is the secret. Manifest your desires no matter what. That was an absolute masterclass. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of the membership channel. We have our 6th live stream on the membership channel scheduled for June 23rd, 2024, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Coast Standard Time. I'm going to be coming to you live, answering your questions and touching on the topics that you are sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com. Keep the questions coming. I'm also going to answer your question, some of your questions. We'll get to as many as we can on the live chat. And this is all going to be broadcast on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. As well, we have a new video queued up to be released shortly on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. All that is coming. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Creators with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. We'll see you soon.